couple of goals from Garrett McLaughlin, and you pick up your 5th win in a row with a 2-0 win over Oral Roberts. Overall, from your perspective, what were the keys that led to the outcome?
Yeah, we were good. We were good on the night tonight. We played very well. We created a lot of chances. Took a few more risks tonight throwing bodies forward than we normally do, and that was not necessarily by design. It was, the players sensing, being on top of the game and committing more guys forward and trying to press and turn them over in bad spots. So that led to a lot of chances created. We didn't finish as well as we could have, but 2-0, it was a pretty comprehensive win, even though it was only 2-0.
SMU is now 9-0 all time against Oral Roberts, but this is not a team that you see every year.
Right.
So what were your biggest concerns about them coming in as you scouted these guys?
Yeah, we watched a ton of video on them. I mean, they're a good technical side. I thought physically we could be, a bit imposing to them. But a good side. They continue to get better. A couple players that are very dangerous when they can isolate 1v1, but I thought we did a good job of not allowing them into those situations to, for their wingers to isolate against, wing backs or center halves. And when they did, we had cover and we were able to shut it down. So.
You talked about your guys having a sense of some opportunity up front. How much of that was simply a different style, a different formation than what Memphis did the other night, where they played 9, 10, 11 back?
Right.
Tonight it seemed like there was a lot of space on the flank for people like Eddie Manjoma and Bryce Clark.
I mean, Oral Roberts isn't a team that's going to sit in. They have, they built the team with, a lot of attacking players. So I don't think that, we knew going in they weren't going to be a team that just sat 10 deep and 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. We thought they'd come out and try to press a little bit. The first 5 minutes of the game, they were a little ambitious in the way they ran guys and when we were trying to build out, but we showed the ability to build through them, and that loosened them up pretty quickly. And then, they dropped a little deeper, and we still had, once we were able to change sides, we were pretty successful in wide areas.
Garrett McLaughlin got both goals tonight, takes over the team scoring lead. And after some of his games last year and early this year, we've talked about how maybe he benefits a little bit from the attention teams pay to some of his teammates who are obviously very capable as well. At what point do we have to stop and say that Garrett McLaughlin on his own is a very dangerous scoring threat who can do this whether or not Cicero and other guys are out there with him?
Yeah, he's very dangerous. And he's in really good form. So every time he gets a chance to run behind or hold the ball up on his own and bring players in, he's in a very good run of form right now, and we're happy that our first guy to go on 10 goals is a good stat. If we can get multiple players on 10 goals, that's when you have something really going.
When you win, it's easy to talk about the guys who score the goals, but your defense tonight gave up 5 shots, none in the first half. What was the key to the defensive game plan and performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought the backs were good again. I mean, they were very solid. Jordan Cano leads the line there for us, and Talon and Phil were really good. We brought Garrett Welsh on at the end, and he shut it down too. We don't want to miss out on Noah Hilt got his second start in a row, sitting in front of the backs, and next to Morrow did a really good job for a young player who continues to get better. So yeah, they were comfortable. They defended well. They won all the balls in the air. They picked up second balls. And then in build-out, they were, very calm and composed on the ball, and we were able to build through them with some success.
You've won 5 in a row, 8 out of 9, 11th win on the year, crept up a little bit in the rankings this week. At what point do you start to talk about big picture, how well this team is playing down the stretch?
We're playing well. I mean, but as cliche as it is, it's one at a time. I haven't looked at the rankings. Rankings are wonderful for sports information people, but our job is to continue to perform at a high level every single day, and rankings are based on historical performance. They're not based on what we're going to do today. So that's our challenge every time, to step out and continue to lay down good performances, and then as the rankings rise, we are proud of what the team has done in the past, but it has no indication on how we're going to perform in the day. So we need to show up and do our job and keep winning.
Okay, to do your job next, you go to Cincinnati, a little bit smaller field, I think artificial turf. What kind of game do you expect from the Bearcats, and what do you want to see tightened up, cleaned up between now and then?
Yeah, the Bearcats will be a good game because it's away, it's in conference. Those games are always tight affairs. They're going to be in a pretty. They'll have a lot of desire to get some points because they haven't won in the league yet, but they're a good team. So it'll be a challenging game. I think tactically, I haven't seen a ton of them yet, but it'll be a little different tactically because they set up with 3 in the back. So we'll be ready for that as well. But yeah, every time you go on the road, artificial turf, these guys have played on turf their whole lives. So as a coach, I worry about that, but the guys really don't care. We did it at Temple. It's how it works in the league. You play some teams on turf, and we'll train on turf on Thursday, and then we'll be ready for the game on Saturday.